Welcome to Face the State. I'm Ariana Bennett. Thank you for joining us. Well, there's a lot of news happening in University of Nevada athletics, from the first NCAA tournament appearance in a decade to a new football coach. So how will Nevada stay competitive with bigger schools and bigger budgets? Nevada Director of Athletics Doug Nuth is here now to talk about that. Doug, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for the invite.
All right, so you're starting your, fourth year at Nevada?
Just celebrating my 4th anniversary, I think, in the last week or two. Not that anyone's counting, but yeah, 4 years.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
How's it been so far?
It's been amazing. Yeah, we've had a good run the last couple of years, and as you said in the intro, there's a lot of excitement right now, and our community's kind of really coming together around Wolfpack Athletics, and there's a lot to do. Believe me, there's a lot to do going forward, but we're excited about it for sure.
Okay, so from what you wanted to accomplish when you first started, now 4 years in, how far have we gotten, and how far do we need to go still?
Well, here's the funny thing about competitive sports, and really any competitive industry, is our competition isn't waiting for us to catch up. They're still investing, they're still growing, they're still moving forward as well. So I think we started off kind of in a deficit situation. We felt like we had to catch up in a lot of ways in facilities and fundraising. Certainly there's a translation into wins and losses and what our fans really care about there. But we've made big progress in facilities. We've invested in the football stadium. We've built new tennis courts. We have new track facilities. We've got new projects coming on board this year with a new practice facility for basketball, a new weight room for all of our teams, some new locker room improvements this year. So a lot's been happening in the last couple of years, and we still have a long way to go. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, and you know, it's good. That keeps us excited about the future and hopeful for good things to come.
Now, $11.5 million into Mackey. Tell me about those changes.
Yeah, that was a big project for us. It's not a big number for a lot of schools, but for us that was a big investment in our stadium, and the stadium was 50 years old last year, and we were able to open up the stadium on its 50th anniversary with new club level, renovated suites, new chairback seats in the stadium, new permanent restrooms, which is a big deal for an old stadium to have a lacking of permanent restrooms. So a lot of things went into place, and also in that stadium we put in a new scoreboard, beautiful new high definition scoreboard, new sound system, and then also resurfaced the track in the stadium, which for a long time, and you know this, you've been there, our track was red and it just didn't feel right. You know, it's the wrong color in our stadium, and so we resurfaced it, and now it's this beautiful silver and blue track inside of Mackey Stadium. So the whole place looks better, and our fans responded. We have a great support from our fans, and people really enjoyed the amenities last year, our first year in the renovated stadium.
Now, if you were to get everything you want, stadium-wise, how much more would you want to change?
Wow. There's dream scenarios out there, and it would be tens of millions of dollars, and that's not really in our realm of expectation right now. But yeah, there's so many more things we could do to invest in the stadium to make it even better for our fans, to make it better for our teams that practice there or compete there. So you know what, we have unlimited dreams. That's the fun thing about our business. There's so many more things we could do, but it's all about fundraising and financing, and that's where we're limited sometimes.
How big of a factor do facilities play when it comes to recruiting players and getting good coaches?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a big deal, and we hear that. That's not the biggest thing we hear from recruits, but you know, they want to hear about their teammates. You know, what kind of teammates they have. They want to hear about their coaches and how experienced are their coaches, and sometimes they want to talk about playing time. Am I going to get the start? Do I get a lot of playing time? But facilities are right up there, because the athletes spend a vast majority of their days, sometimes nights and weekends, in their athletic facilities, right? So it's not always in their apartment or in the classroom, but they're in there in practice a few hours. They're in there for competition. They're getting in extra practice when they can, and so your practice facilities and your competition venues are really important in the recruiting game, and we're always talking to recruits about what the next thing is, what the next big project is we're working on, and you know, that's a big deal for us.
Same thing with coaches?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and coaches want to win. I mean, that's their ultimate. They want to go to a program where they feel like they have the right resources in place, the right support, where they can come in and make a difference and change the direction of the program and win at a very high level. And for them, facilities matters, because that's part of the recruiting game for them to get the best athletes to come here.
So would you say Nevada's facilities are doing the job right now?
We're getting better, for sure. The last couple of years, we made some big improvements, and we're heading in the right direction. But like I said, we've got a lot of work to do, and we've got a long way to go, and our competition isn't waiting for us to catch up. So we're working hard every day at it, and I think we're making some big improvements, and we're heading in a good direction.
All right, and I've heard a little bit of chatter about some people wanting an indoor practice facility for the football team. Is that on your wish list?
Yeah, and that's been on the wish list for, I don't even, 2 decades. I don't know, Coach Alt might tell you that he was working on that even 10, 15 years ago. It's been a big need for us for a long, long time. And so we have plans in place, and again, it just comes down to fundraising and financing. And that's a big building, and it would have such a huge positive impact for our teams. It would have a huge positive impact for our university, for the student body, for intramurals and club sports and recreation. And then I think there'd be a really nice impact for our community, for high school sports and for other activities to be able to use a big indoor space for community activities. So hopefully it comes soon, but it's a pretty heavy lift for us, and we're working hard trying to find the right people that want to help us get it done.
So no timeline for when that might happen?
Not yet, not yet. I mean, the timeline it's all donor dependent for us. It's about fundraising. So as soon as we can find the right person or people that can help us get it done, then we'll move forward.
Now, all these factors obviously contribute to how well Nevada can compete with other programs, really big programs. In terms of that competition, how does Nevada do?
Yeah, well, when you talk about really big programs, like the first thing that comes to mind is Texas or UCLA or Michigan or Ohio State, and I don't concern myself a lot with those. I mean, they're in a different level financially. Right? There's different factors that play into that. I'm more concerned with the Mountain West Conference. I want to put us in a position where we can win our conference, we can win and be competitive in every single one of our sports. And if we're in a place where we're competing successfully in the Mountain West Conference, that's a good thing for our school, that's a good thing for our community, because if you're winning the Mountain West Conference, you're in a position to be nationally ranked as well. If you're the best team in football, the best team in tennis, the best team in basketball or swimming, if you're one of the top 1 or 2 schools in our conference, then you're probably also nationally ranked. So I worry about our own conference first, and that'll translate into national recognition as well.
What's the biggest hurdle? What's standing in your way?
It comes down to finances. We have a lot of really great people that work their tails off, and a lot of pride in the Wolfpack, and for us to be successful, we just got to continue to grow our program, and growing our program means getting more and more people to come to games, supporting the Wolfpack, and those resources will help us invest in the program, to continue to invest in our facilities, to retain our top coaches, to hire great coaches, and that'll help us keep winning.
Now, speaking of retaining your top coaches, recent little scare about possibly losing Musselman to Berkeley. I mean, how'd you keep him?
Well, it wasn't me, I'll tell you that. And I've been saying that for over a year, that if we had a chance to keep Coach Muss here at Nevada, it wasn't going to be me, it was going to be we. And what I mean by that is it's our community. And our community stepped up big time this year, and we had we set the school record for average attendance in Lawler Event Center in our basketball arena. Averaged almost 10,000 people. It was a little over 9,000 people per game. We had 2 sold-out games, which is over 11,500. We set the school record, the largest single attended game, 11,800 people for one of our home games this year. So the community responded, and that, buying tickets and coming to our games has given us the resources, the financial resources to invest back in the program. And one of those big investments is keeping our head coach here. And couldn't be more thrilled that Coach Muss decided to stay here with us, and he knows the future is very, very bright here. We've got a great team coming back. We've got unbelievable community support, and you put those things together with the university administration support, and we got a chance to build something special here. I think we can be a powerhouse basketball program here for sure.
Yeah, that was a big win, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, on the loss side, losing Jane Albright, huge shoes to fill for the new women's head basketball coach. Tell me about the new coach.
Yeah, Amanda Levins, and she is tough, and she's smart, and she's aggressive. She's a great recruiter, and she's got this great reputation in the basketball community. And what's really neat about her is not only I think she's a great ball coach, and she's, like I said, tough and smart, but she knows us. She's been here before. She was an assistant coach for us previously, and so she knows our program, she knows the university, and she knows the community. And I think when people see the team, it'll be, I think, a pretty quick turnaround here and get our team going in a really great direction. And she's going to be wonderful for us.
Okay, we just got about a minute and a half left, but I do want to touch on Jay Norvell's first season coming up. What do you expect out of that?
Yeah, we're excited about it. I mean, he's installing some neat things offensively. We're talking about what he calls the pack attack, which is kind of a spread, what they call air raid offense, and it's a pretty fun offense to watch. It's a lot of throwing the ball around, and I think it's one of those deals where fans come to games, you're going to have to pay attention. Because you're going to miss like a trick play, you're going to miss something exciting happening, so you got to pay attention. It's not just coming to games and talking to your friend and having a hot dog. You got to watch the game now. So that'll be fun. And then defensively, we have a great defensive coordinator, Jeff Castillo's a veteran defensive coach, and he's going to put in a new defensive set, which I think will be pretty interesting for our fans to watch as well. So great home schedule. And so I think we'll have a pretty good fan support again this year. And I do want to mention one thing coming up in a couple of weeks. Our spring game is Saturday, April 29th, and that's the weather will be nice, and it's the first chance for our fans to come out and see the new Jay Norvell era and this kind of pack attack offensive scheme. So it should be pretty fun.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Okay, we've got about 30 seconds left. What message do you want fans to have? What do you want them to know?
Well, I always say thanks. I mean, the first thing and most important thing is we enjoy incredible community support. And so there's a huge thank you from me. There's a huge thank you from our staff and our coaches and our student athletes for their incredible community support. And we hope we can count on it going forward as well.
All right, Doug, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I sure appreciate it. Well, coming up on Face the State in Nevada, we talk a lot about solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy. But what about nuclear? It's not a commonly discussed option, but we will learn more about it right after the break.